You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and Beautiful fans. We have got your B&B Comings and Goings edition for the week. We have a lot of people we want to talk about on that have come and gone recently. Some people that are back that we haven't seen a lot. Someone that we've been promised would be cast, but there's been no sign of it. And a special guest stars, 3 of them that are in and out on this Monday, and a pregnant actress heading out on maternity leave. We're going to dig into all that, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and Beautiful comings and goings, promos, predictions, casting news, and more. In and out on Monday, June 26, is famed Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli, his wife Veronica Bocelli, and their adorable daughter Virginia Bocelli. She's like in the 10 to 12 tween range. They are all 3 on. Andrea Bocelli is performing. I've seen the number. It's fabulous. I don't know if he's going to perform more than 1 song. We were only told that he was going to perform 1, but his daughter Virginia Bocelli sings with him sometimes, and boy, did she inherit his talent. I would love if we would get to hear her little voice beside his, because it is amazing. But they are in and out. Andrea serenades Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan as a favor to his wife Veronica, who in the storyline is a friend of Brooke's. So we will see them in and out. We are also saying goodbye to Italy at the end of Monday's episode, and that means all the Italian extras, the Lamborghini chick. We've got all those Italian actors that were photographers and were models, all that stuff. They are all gone as soon as the Forrester Creation crew gets back on the plane to head to LA. All right. So we are wondering if we are going to lose Krista Allen as Taylor Hayes, or losing Taylor Hayes in general, because with this Brooke and Ridge reunion back on, does that mean that Krista has no storyline as Taylor? Because she's broken up her friendship with Brooke, and she's not going to be a romantic rival for Ridge unless he's going to keep waffling. If he is really and actually going to commit to his, dare I say it, destiny, if he's going to commit to his destiny, then he shouldn't be giving Taylor the time of day. And that makes me question what they are going to do with her. If they keep her stuck around, I would love to see her just messing with Brooke, just to, kind of indulge her villain side, because that's always fun drama. I would like to see her paired with Deacon Sharp, because I would love to see Sean Kanan have a front burner storyline. And I think that could be a really fun romance. There are definite things they could do with Taylor, and I hope they find a way to do them, because I do enjoy Krista Allen, but I definitely won't miss her and Brooke fighting over Ridge, because it's exhausting and pointless. All right. So this past week, we had a couple of faces that we don't see very often, and that is Zende Forrester and Paris. They were spending time in the CEO office, and Paris Buckingham was chatting with Zende Forrester, who was sitting down by his granddad, Eric Forrester, and RJ Forrester was also there. These were kind of throwaway scenes, to be honest. I think what was kind of frustrating about the Taylor and Fenn scenes, where they were sitting around talking in the Malibu living room, and then these people talking in the CEO office, means that's footage that we didn't get to see of Rome. There was all this cool stuff that they did, and they could have showed us more of. Instead, we just kind of got that photo shoot of them in front of that fountain, and then, we got to see like 2 or 3 other things. There's so much more they could have shown us. I'm sure they had the footage. And then we get these people in the office, in the living room. So thumbs down to that. But I do hope that Taylor sticks around and we get more of this. And now with everybody being back, the question is, will we see more of Zende and Paris? Maybe, because there's some office gossip getting passed around in 2 week spoilers, the week of July 3rd through 7th. It sounds like word spreads about what Thomas and Hope were doing, sucking face in Rome. So also in the past couple of weeks, tangential to Liam's crying and tantrums, it's been nice to see Don Diamont and Darren Brooks as Bill Spencer and Wyatt Spencer. We don't see them enough. I do not, however, I want to go on the record and say this, I do not miss Wyatt's supposed fiance, Felony Flo Fulton. She can stay gone. I do like the actress, but the character's awful, and she's a throwaway, and I don't miss her at all. Okay, so we talked about Taylor. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is maternity leave. Jacqueline McInnes Wood is pregnant, probably due any day now. Generally, she gives birth and doesn't reveal it for a couple of weeks. And she, a lot of times, will film a lot of episodes ahead of time to kind of cover up for part of her maternity leave. She's a pro at this. She's on baby number 4. They are breeding a soccer team, I feel like, and good for them. They both have said they want a lot of kids, she and her husband, Elon Rispoli, because they were both only children, and so they want a big family, and they are putting it together. So generally, she would film extra scenes to kind of cover up for it. So it was, not always noticeable that she was on maternity leave. They've worked it out a couple of different ways. But the thing is, with the writers' strike on, the WGA strike that's been going on for weeks and is probably going to continue unless they come to the table soon, they might not have had scripts available for her to film ahead to try and cover up that leave. And I think at one point they also had her doing like video calls and stuff, so they could always do something like that. But I'm very curious how they're going to handle this. You could tell at the Italy shoot where she was using handbags and they were shooting her certain ways behind podiums and behind tables, and then on the jet with she always has some accessory. So they're covering up her pregnancy, but you can see how big that bump is. She's got to be due very soon. But with Liam and Hope's marriage hitting the skids, you have to wonder what Liam's going to do. Generally, he runs over to Steffi, gets in her bed, and then it screws up her life. And she's been happy with Finn. But maybe this whole thing with Hope and Liam's marriage, hitting the breakdown point is going to somehow, involve Steffi. And then maybe she will say, I'm just going to step away from this mess. And they'll write off her maternity leave that way. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Before we talk about this, one last thing, and this is about a character we've been promising to be cast, and we still haven't heard anything about it. So we're curious if this is another thing where B&B has told us something is going to happen, and it didn't happen. If you have not already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, casting news, and other info about your favorite CBS soap. All right, so this piece of casting news was that over the summer, R.J. Forrester was going to get a love interest. We had a little kind of snippet of that when he was lifting weights with Liam and Finn at the Forrester gym, which was obviously just gratuitous shots of male pecs and arm muscles and abs. And thank you, Bold and the Beautiful. I'm not complaining, but that's clearly what it was. And there was one girl who kind of had her eye on RJ that the guys were teasing her about, but she's like a model, Instagram girl, something like that. Both the girls that were shown that day were. We had talked about it in our comings and goings. But so far, we've seen no sign of RJ getting an actual love interest. And this kind of reminds me of a couple of things. One, we had a spoiler, I don't know, was it like 8-9 months ago, a year ago? Not terribly long ago. And it was that they were going to cast a new love interest for Thomas. That never happened, and they left him in this mess with Liam and Hope. Then we had a whole promo where Bill was pledging to fight Carter for Katie, and that never manifested into any storyline. So when I hear that RJ is going to be cast a love interest, my take on this is I'll believe it when I meet her, or him, either way. But so far, I don't see any signs of it. So we will just have to wait and see, but let us know what you think about all this and what you're looking forward to seeing on B&B soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.